After skipping a year, partly due to legal and financial issues, ZTE has come up with the successor to the champion Axon 7 that I used for ages. The Axon 9 Pro with Snapdragon 845 and a whopping 4000 mAh battery. The screen's larger at 6.2 inches but lower resolution at only 1080p. Happily, the Dolby Atmos speakers are still present. Unhappily, there's no 3.5mm audio jack. Inside there's 128GB of storage plus microSD and 6GB of RAM. Charging can be wireless and the Axon 9 Pro is waterproof. Yay! HTC has announced the U12 Life, a mid-ranger that actually appeals more than the flagship U12, thanks to having proper control buttons, better battery life, and a headphone jack. It's powered by a Snapdragon 636 as a 6-inch 1080p display and various RAM and storage options. Well, I was supposed to have a review Samsung Galaxy Note 9 by now, but PR have rather let me down. Though it's not helped by being in the UK. USA media seem to get everything a fortnight or more ahead of my country now, which is show-stoppingly frustrating. By the time other UK YouTubers get hold of a phone, it's been covered to death. Yeah. However, a Note 9 will arrive in due course and I'll deliver a verdict, which will almost certainly be only get the Note 9 over the Galaxy S9 Plus if you really truly have a use for that fancy Bluetooth LE S Pen. But there's a lot more to discuss and I'll come to that in a future show. A word though on the newer hardware that we're seeing from a context of year on year. It would be absolutely wrong to say I'm bored with phones. There's still some variety here and there. Screens getting better, stereo speakers becoming more ubiquitous, chips getting faster, notches coming and going, subtly different camera arrangements, the usual incremental improvements. But let's be honest, the latest HTC or Xiaomi or Sony or Apple or Google or Samsung flagship looks and behaves in pretty similar fashion to last year's. The tech media declared smartphones to have plateaued a couple of years ago, and I think they were premature. But we're there now in 2018. If you bought a flagship in the last 12 months, then there's a good chance it will serve you very well for another year or two in the right hands. I'm calling it now. There's no longer a need to upgrade every year, even for phone show geeks. Despite all the review hardware that comes through my door, I spent my own hard-earned readies in early 2018 on the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus shooting this with perfect audio. The only phone that at last did everything I wanted, all in the one body, and hang the cost. Though I did pick up mine second hand, which lessened the blow to my wallet. Samsung will keep this updated through 2019 and almost certainly 2020 with Android 9 arriving by Christmas this year, though that's more of an under-the-hood thing on a Galaxy phone. Through 2020, I can't reasonably think of anything the S10 Plus might tempt me with in 2019, even the S11 Plus the year after. And the same applies to most other brands. I haven't even bothered news posting about the new Sony XZ3 range, as it's such a small bump from the XZ2 range from just 6 months ago. The Google Pixel 3 XL is now just a month away and massively leaked, but its core specs and design are so small a bump from the Pixel 2 XL, it would be insane to suggest dumping this for the newer device, especially if you don't like unnecessarily huge screen notches. Even the iPhone X is about to get not one but 3 successors, one even reasonably priced for Apple, apparently, but all with similar design. If you have the 10 or indeed the iPhone 8 or 8 Plus, I can't see any compelling reason to upgrade. In fact, as I've said on phone show chat several times, because Apple rolls out the latest iOS to even quite old phones, even the iPhone 6S or SE, they'll still give you the best of Apple at much lower cost. What I'm saying is that there's no need to dig deeply into your wallet quite so often anymore. You won't believe the number of times someone emails me asking me which phone to buy. Here's an example. Dear Steve, I currently use an LG G6 from 2017. Good phone. But I'm eyeing up the new G7 Think. Should I sell the one and spend quite a bit of money to upgrade? The answer is almost always no. Save your money for now or treat the family to something. It's not worth putting in £500 difference or similar to gain an extra few percent in functionality. Don't worry, when the right upgrade comes along, you'll know it's the right one for you. You won't need to ask me. And hopefully you'll have saved your money from the previous year and will already have the cash. This was the position for me actually with the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. Having been a huge fan of the classic Galaxy S4, and you'll remember that incredibly flexible phone back in the day, I then eyed up the S5, too plastic, the S6, not expandable, the S7, too stuck in the past, the S8, I still wanted stereo speakers, and finally got the real McCoy in the Galaxy S9 range in 2018. But I had to wait 5 years before really dipping into savings to make it happen. Yes, being me, I had several detours through the Nexus 6, the Marshall London, various Lumias, but the point still stands. You wait for the phone that looks like it will finally both knock your socks off and also be a big enough upgrade from whatever you're currently using to make the hassle of selling and buying and setting everything up again worthwhile. Let's take another example. Someone, say on an original Google Pixel, the small one. Kind of unusual in the PSC community, but hey, as someone who still lusts after the iPhone SE here, shame about the OS for me, there's a wonderful minimalism about a smartphone that doesn't dominate your pocket. The original 2016 Pixel still works very well, and the 2017 Pixel 2 was a no-hoper because it actually took away something, the headphone jack, and even stereo speakers didn't make it a must-buy. However, unlike with the Pixel 3 XL, which will gain a veritable bucket out of its display, the well-leaked similar Pixel 3 is finally the upgrade that the original Pixel owner should go for. Okay, you still lose the jack, but you now gain not only stereo speakers, but a genuine 18:9 screen without huge bezels, and hopefully wireless charging as well. So a 2-year wait there, but worth it overall, I think. But I'm starting to ramble a bit, so I'm going to shut up. Oh, one tip I mentioned on the Phone Show Chat community and the podcast, which I've not shown on camera before. This is the Zivio Hub Stroke Dongle, XIIVIO. It comes into play with phones without a headphone jack, so you can't then charge and listen through wired headphones at the same time. But this gadget, effectively a USB 3 hub in a dongle, solves the problem by giving high current power delivery charging to the phone and high quality DAC audio to a standard 3.5mm jack. It sits beside my bed so that I can review jackless phones like the Pixel devices. I can review them fully, going to sleep, listening to podcasts and charging the phone overnight. Just a small recommendation, it's still available on Amazon UK, and here's the URL.